Okay, for this video we're going to look at simply adding or subtracting a constant from just the x, not from the rest of the function but just from the x itself. So I'll start with the parent function we know is x squared, and if I added 2 to the x, I would want that inside the squaring. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to square, let's do that in red this time, x plus 2. And then the same thing here, I'm going to square x minus 3. Okay, now I just want to make a table of my values and then graph these. So if I substitute a negative 2 in for x, negative 2 times negative 2 is 4. We've already made a table, so let's just do this quickly. 1, 0, 1, and 4. Okay, and then I want to take my values and I'm going to add the 2 first. So if I do a negative 2 plus 2, that's equal to 0 squared, and 0 times 0 is just 0. Okay. A negative, same thing here, negative 1 plus 2 squared is equal to 1 squared, so 1. 0 plus 2 would be 2, and 2 times 2 is 4. I meant to do that in a different color. So 0, 1, 4. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 times 3 is 9. So notice it doesn't quite look symmetrical like the simple x squared does. We're getting different values. Okay, so 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 squared is 16. And same thing here. Negative 2 minus 3 is the same thing as adding a negative 3. So I have a negative 5 squared, which would be 25. Okay, so adding a negative 1 and a negative 3, I get a negative 4. Negative 4 squared is 16. Oops. Okay, 0, I get negative 3, 9. And 1 minus a negative 3 is a negative 2, which is 4. And 2 minus a negative 3 is negative 1, which gives me 1. Okay, so now I just want to graph these. I'm going to go a little faster this time. Okay, get that. And okay, so just doing my points. For the red one, we'll get negative 2 as 0. Then for negative 1, get 1. For 0, get 4. And 1, we get 9. Which is going to be off the charts there. Okay. Well, I'm just going to take the symmetrical look of this. If I plugged in a negative 3, just moving 1 over, I'm going to get, it's going to be 1. Negative 4, it's going to be 4. And so on. So I get this look right here. Notice what happened to our function. I added a positive 2 for x, and that made it move to the left 2 spaces. So adding a constant to just the x is just going to make it move to the left. Well, we can probably predict what's going to happen if we subtract a value, but let's go ahead and graph this. So the negative values are way off the chart, but at 0 we have 9, so somewhere around here. At 1 we have 4. At 2 we have 1. and you should probably be able to predict at 3 what value we would have. You could calculate it really easily, but you could also predict based on the way our function's been going that at 3 we'll have 0, and then at 4 we'll have 1, and we'll start going up again. So get something that looks like, and at 5 would have 4, and up like that. Well, okay, so notice we subtracted 3, so our function moved to the right, and it was 3 spaces for that 3. So simply, if we subtract something from x, we move to the right. If we add something to x, we move to the left.